Okay, so I managed to download and import a few different animations, and we can see the armatures, and this is how they look like. Let me just... Wait, let me go back to... They're at different speeds. One's going to be running, one's going to be walking, one's going to be... Weird thing is that they're only like... This one's up to frame 180, this one's frame 160-ish, this one is like not even that much. So I'm going to have to place them strategically so that through our camera we can see them properly. Wait a second, where do they come over here from? They're supposed to be over here. Oh, I get it. They move to frame 1. Go ahead and delete them. Okay, that's fine. Let me go ahead and move these guys into the area. Let me go check if the scale is all right first of all. Let's see. Whoa, these are way too big. Supposed to be about as big as the phone booth. Smaller. That looks about all right. Maybe a little bigger. Okay, so let's move. I'm gonna have to add umbrellas in later. Let's see, what areas can we see? Let's move one down here, one moving around there. Maybe a guy jogging in the background. I'll put this guy jogging in the background. I'll put him up here with in the end, so we don't really have to see him. Is it on ground level? Yes, it is. Kind of is. So let's see if we can see him. I kind of want him back here, actually. Even further back here. Let me position this dude, this drunk dude over here, maybe going this way, and then one maybe walking across. Yeah, because this will be zoomed in and we won't see it. So this drunk guy is supposed to be over here. Let's just rotate him 90 degrees. Place him about there. Maybe further up. Yeah, that's fine. Make sure he doesn't knock himself into something. That's it. Can't have him go stop. So he shouldn't be stopped over here. He should have left this scene by now. So that makes it... Yeah, we can see him in the background. Nice. And now this lost woman of ours. Where is she? One guy over here, one guy back here. Maybe she's over here. Maybe she's over here. Let's see, where else is the frame cut off at? Not anything close to the phone booth, because I don't want the attention diverted. I think I'll set her up over here, maybe. Maybe she could be crossing. Actually, no. Could have her back here. Maybe turn into this alley. Let me experiment a bit with this. Let's have her up here for now. Let's see, how far will she walk? This is how far she'll walk, so she could move actually a little bit further back. Let's see, she can move to like over here. Yeah, it could be like she's crossing the street. But then I need to get rid of the car or something. Because if she's crossing the street, then I'll make him start, this car start at about 150. And we can actually see the car in this frame. As if it's... So we should probably start it from back here, so we don't see it, but I think we will be able to see it. But that's fine. So now I can actually move this back to 80, I guess. So back here you can't see it, it's moving, it's crossed. That car crossed. This guy, old man, this guy in the background, he's jogging, isn't he? And wow, did they almost crash over there? No, it just looks like they crashed. He's gonna go ahead and stop. That's fine, I guess. And once we remove this light in the background, we shouldn't be able to see this dude who's running away from his... I don't know what he's running away from. Maybe I can move him even further back, but that's fine, I guess. It's okay. Doesn't really matter. We'll be able to tell more in the rendered view. So save that. I have so in the last scene we have this car, and I actually don't want the car to stay here and ruin my focus of the shot. Maybe I shouldn't have one cross. That's just gonna complicate things. Or maybe I should have it stop over here and then move along. Yeah, that would be better. He can stop over here. Or he can, the car from coming from this direction can actually move out first. So let's go ahead and change some of this. Rotate this 180 degrees, and let me just get rid of these keyframes. So this guy is over here. He can be stopped over here. On frame 0, this guy can be seen, cannot be seen. That's fine, I guess. So we're going to start him from here, allocation, and move him across by 280. Move him across over here. So now this guy moves in first. He's going way too slow and they're gonna crash. Wow, this is too slow. That's okay, I can just move this back. He should be here by like 20 frames or something. Maybe. So this guy crosses first. Then another second, this guy comes in. And this guy. Come on. He's stopping over here. I don't like this. Started from all the way back there and stops. Let's actually go ahead and tell him to never stop in your life. Because you're a good person. So keep going, bro. So now he'll be zooming past. And they'll probably both cross at the same time. I have no idea how traffic lights should be working at this point, and maybe this is totally wrong, but to be honest, I don't care. So it's not like it's supposed to be so accurate. This guy's moving, this guy's moving, this car just crossed. Perfect. This guy in the background's coming in. There's another one that is crossed, and this is looking good. No focus is stolen. Maybe this car a bit, and then we can zoom in on our telephone thing. This guy's out of the picture. This guy's out of the picture. This guy, I just hope we can't see him because... Oh no, he's inside our telephone booth. So we won't be able to see him after this point anyway. And he stops moving at... Wow, this point? Stops moving. So maybe... Let me just go ahead and isolate this part and see if we can actually see him in our rendered view. I hope we can't. Don't hang on me now. Because even if he, I don't know, maybe I'll just move him along or something even after the animation has stopped, just to get him out of the scene. Yeah, with the depth of field you can't really see him. I guess it does not matter that much. So the animation ends here. At this point I'll just grab this dude and location and have him go to like head out of the area. So now he's gonna be jogging and then he kind of just moves out of the scene, and hopefully we won't see him from the start of the scene. Can we see him? And go. Can't see him, can't see him. I want the car to come in front and then he starts moving. Huh, weird. So let me see if we can actually see this guy on this point. Let's see this guy. Control B. With the depth of field, I don't think anyone's gonna care about him in the back there. If someone does notice, then I guess you could go ahead and apply the animation. I mean, you can repeat the animation so it's a continuous walk cycle, but I really don't want to get into that right now. And sometimes you have to learn, and you're supposed to know how to apply all these little shortcuts in case you're on a time crunch, or maybe in some situations you're just too lazy, or see you can't even see it in the background. So it's fine. This should work fine. Let me go ahead and give ourselves a test render in just a bit. So we have set everything up. Let me just go ahead and play this. This guy's moving, this guy's jogging, this guy's moving. First car crossed, second car comes in, third car comes in. It's raining. We're zooming in on our telephone, and after 205 frames, we're basically zooming in on this, and I think we'll be able to see this car, but it's so far in the back we will not be able to see it. Now I don't even need to put umbrellas in, but I will because I've done so much already. Might as well add umbrellas to them. The two guys, this one doesn't need an umbrella, and we got rid of this. And what else did we miss actually? So let's go to our previous renders and see. We can't see anything in the background here. The guy's gonna be in the black with the mist and stuff. He won't even be visible. Now there's gonna be guy here walking slowly, girl here walking, and that jogging man. Few cars, their lights. I hope the headlights and the tail lights look all right. And similarly in this render, yeah, I can just, it's about the same thing. Can't really see anything. Can't see this actually. This looks kind of weird that there's nothing here, but I don't think anyone will notice as much as they can. Let me go ahead and get an umbrella for these dudes. A low poly umbrella I just don't need. I can actually make it myself, but I'm really just downloading everything I can. And this is looking like a proper scene, like a proper CG scene, and everyone's going to be really impressed. Now I did a few shortcuts, like you probably won't be able to see the tires and stuff, so I don't care about that. They're going to be moving so fast anyway, and it's not like this is a racing scene or something that's supposed to be emphasizing on the cars anyway. They're just in the background. And let's go ahead and import our first FBX umbrella. This is the good umbrella. Nice. Let me just move this out of the way, and then let me go ahead and import the OBJ umbrella. And let me get this out of the way as well. Let's check the shading on this. This is massive. Okay, so we have these two umbrellas. Let's go to shading and let's see how they look and if they need their materials on them or not. I'm gonna anchor them using copy location, maybe. Actually a child of constraint for the bones on the hands probably, and we're going to be so far away we won't be able to tell if it's actually in the hands or not, so that is good. And they do not have any textures. Oh wait, it's still loading. Let's see. Umbrella, umbrella. Under my umbrella, hello, hey, hey, hello, hello. Come on, load my blender. Don't take so much time. That's it. Really? None? No textures for me, bro? That's fine. We have this awesome texture. I don't even know what the hell it is, but it looks freaking amazing. Oh, we crashed. Brilliant. Because I managed to import and texture these without having it crash again on me. So let me go ahead and let me orient these properly first of all. What the hell? I see. It's more than just one thing then. Join these and just select them to origin. And actually I might just rotate this, and this one looks a bit flat, doesn't it? Anyway, let me just go ahead and rotate this a bit so that we can see minus 90. Oops, 180. Right, I might edit this if it's not too much. This one and one. Go ahead and bring this a bit higher up. Okay, that's fine. Let's go ahead and select this as our anchor point. So if I go in cursor to selected and then object origin to 3D cursor. So origin's here, and now same with this. Cursor to selected and then origin to 3D cursor. So now we have them both and we can just anchor them to the hand. Let me go for the girl first. Let's see, where are you? Where are you? In our hand right now. This needs to be a lot bigger. Something like this. Doesn't really matter how he's holding it, how she's holding it, so long as she is holding it. There you have it. Holding an umbrella. And I might need to change this up a bit. It's not even covered underneath it. Massive umbrella, dude. How about rotate it just a bit backwards? Because some people actually do hold it like this. Maybe it's windy, you know. Just need to cover our head a bit. And let's go ahead and let's see if we can add a child of. Just go ahead and constrain it to this. So now if this moves, this does not move yet. Okay, so vertex group, no man. Fine, left hand is fine. And clear inverse, set inverse. Does that work? Oh, that looks nice already. She's moving, that's fine, that's set and ready to go. Let's go ahead and give this to our grandpa over here. And grandpa needs a bigger umbrella. Let's see if we can place this in his hand. Exactly in his hand. Nice. Somewhere almost exactly in his hand. And does this cover umbrella? Does this cover Gramps or not? It does. Might want to increase it just a bit and rotate it a bit this way, a bit backwards, as if it's a natural umbrella, you know. Maybe he's fixing find child of to this dude and his right arm hand. Set inverse, clear inverse, set inverse. And now if this guy moves, perfect. The umbrella actually moves with him. And it looks nice. Now let's see the umbrella guys. The umbrella guys in action. Let's see. This dude. Nice little walk there. Umbrella looks decent. And this girl, oh yeah, she's running away. This guy looks way better though. But I guess this works. Her hand is a bit outstretched, more than I'd like, but guess it doesn't matter. She just crossed the street and this guy is drunk. Old man. I think I'm ready now for my next test render on Frame80, and let's go ahead and render this in Cycles and save it. Let's go ahead and click render. Come on, load. Render. Okay, and now I'll be right back after this render is complete. Okay, so I did manage to do a few renders. They are on Eevee because when I tried on Cycles, my computer crashed. It didn't crash, but it said out of memory for some reason. I'm going to have to go and optimize it in a bit. And I will actually show you how I did that, or how I will do that. But I just tried to render in Eevee for now, just to look at our scene. And look at this girl we had. With the depth of field, you can hardly even see her. And the guy running in the background, I don't know where the hell he is. This old guy is pretty well lit, actually, with this little ambient light coming from the side. So I guess that's okay. Might be able to light her up a bit better, maybe with the light over here somewhere, just so you can actually tell and it's not gonna go to waste. Maybe, oh, there's the guy, I think, in the background running. Or I don't know, I might be able to decrease the depth of field a bit and still be okay with that. Anyway, I did a few more renders to check out our cars. Right now we can see our car over here, and then this is our car headlights and taillights. I don't really like this white light, and this looks as if it is braking, but it's not going to be braking. So I'm going to have to change the lights up a little bit and make them look a little bit better. Let's see. Oh, yeah, and then this one that goes across. This one's fine. Might make this a little less white, maybe a little yellowish. The red in the back is fine as well. And then this last one, where we zoom in right onto the telephone and the car kind of crosses us. It's not that blurred, which is fine, but I really think that this doesn't look so good. It doesn't look like headlights as much as I'd like it to. Also, the screen is, I don't know, blue. It is actually made of glass, but I think because of our world settings, the color of blue is just reflecting onto it, and you really actually need a HDRI in any scenes where you want to show gloss or any kind of metallic or reflective material. So I might add a HDRI into that with a very low setting, just so we can get a little bit of reflections off, or I might actually change the material a little bit. And if we add a little bit of volume for the scene, then we can get these kind of volumetric light effects. Maybe that will be on the shining on the ground, and that will look kind of nice, especially in the rain, with like these little particles and stuff that you can see usually. But for now it's looking okay, and I'm kind of scared because my computer can already not handle this scene. So after I add all these volumetric effects and different kind of add-ons that we're supposed to do later, then maybe it won't be able to render. But there are options and there are ways to render out your scene, even if you think you can't, because this is too heavy. But we'll get into that in the end when we're about to render. But for now, this looks okay. So this is the scene, the basic scene that we started off with. And zooming in, the cars crossing around, And actually this scene comes first, I think, and then it's this scene, and then we have the car crossing. And yeah, look, this is frame 80, this is frame 107, then 156, 193, and then 280. There's gonna be one on 280. Anyway, I will try to do another test render in Cycles and hope it doesn't crash. But for now, this is looking okay. So next we're going to be looking at, basically we are done with our scene, the actual scene, like the designing of our scene. We have all the background elements added, which includes these traffic lights, the cars, the people, the rain, all these things that will create the effect. We have our main focus object and the telephone and everything inside it, which is not the best. Everything can be tweaked a little bit better, but for now we're going to go ahead and try to finish this off. So the background looks okay. I might move this building a bit to the right so we can actually see a little bit of the lights, and it doesn't look like it kind of just goes black all of a sudden because of the after this wall. And with the volume effect, so we're going to add a volume in this whole scene. And volume is rendered better in Cycles. Actually Eevee is okay as well, but I prefer Cycles. And if we add the volume, then we can, the light intensity of these will be decreased because it'll be like a layer of mist in between. We might not add the volume to the whole ground, maybe just on the floor, like a low-lying fog type, although that probably won't be suited to the environment. We'll go ahead and see an experiment with that, and that will also have us be able to make those volumetric effects. We will need to add little point lights or spotlights over here instead of the emission shaders, so that we get that volumetric effect. But it should look good, and this bump setting on the ground looks really nice now, and all wet. It looks realistic, although this is Eevee, but it should look okay. Eevee does have motion blur on it, right? Yeah. Okay, so next we're going to be looking at adding volume, and basically because we were done with the scene and anything else that can augment our scene, and just polishing it, optimizing it, and adding any kind of cinematic effects that we can, and then we'll be done with this scene soon. So let's move on to the next one. Okay, so I went ahead and did a test render on Cycles as well, and on frame 156 this was Eevee and this is Cycles. So now you can tell the difference between Cycles and Eevee. And I made the project and was planning to render in Cycles anyway. That is why in Eevee, this is why you can see this kind of weird gray glass and these lights look odd, because Eevee doesn't support glass as well as Cycles does. It does do glass, but you can't really see through it as well as Cycles. Now, because we do have still a dark environment, so we can't really see any reflections, but that's okay because it's a nighttime scene and black is better than gray. Also, these lights inside that behind the glass, you can actually see these now, and they kind of like put a reflection. They look a little more realistic. Same goes over here with these windows and the reflections of the lights in the on the road that you can't get with Eevee. Eevee just cannot do a few of these things. Now, the bloom on Eevee looks great, and maybe even this kind of bump roughness going on that we don't have in Cycles, but we can always work around this. This can be done in post, and this can be, it's actually not that bad. You can actually see these crevices, and you don't need such a high bump to be able to see all these bumps, which is fine. Or we can up it a bit, and I think this is a good render. Now we don't need to take care of the glass, we don't need to take care of the lights. Maybe I might change these, I don't know. They look okay now, and I could or could not add the volumetric effects. Now this scene has nothing inside it. This scene is already done. This scene, the glass will just be changed, nothing else. This scene, I could render this out in Cycles again. Actually, let me go ahead and just render this part out in Cycles again, so we can see what it looks like. And if it's okay even if we can't use volume for some reason. Let me go ahead and I can't right now. So let me go ahead and render this and then I'll get right back. So as you can see, this was the scene we had in Eevee, and now we rendered with Cycles just this part that we needed. And the only difference you can see is that the glass looks a lot better. Might add a little bit of an HDRI just so we can get a little bit of reflections, or might change the material so that it reflects these lights and maybe this telephone pole and stuff that should be reflecting off of this car and maybe a little bit off the windows. And the good thing is that we get this nice reflection in the watery parts, and you can actually tell that like this part is watery because it reflects a little bit more. That looks all right and nice. So I guess I will go ahead and do the final end render definitely in Cycles, but Eevee is nice for a really quick look dev, I'd say. So if we look at this render in Cycles, it took 7 minutes, but the same render took 35 seconds in Eevee. So definitely good for quick renders. Also, these traffic lights are kind of popping out, and we shouldn't really be able to see these. This looks a lot more realistic. This is just globular, and we shouldn't be able to see these as much as we can see them now. But that's okay, because Eevee and Cycles have their differences. So let's move on to our volume experimentation.